Hey everyone, just want to stop by real quick for this podcast starts and say you should like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to follow me on all my social medias at John D. Clouser, literally the same name as the name that you subscribe to on this YouTube channel. So enjoy this clip and I'll see you guys on the other side. Man, I'm all over the place looking at stuff and all that stuff. Okay, let's go. Get to it, do it.
Wake me up before you go. Don't leave me hanging on the line with Jojo. Wake me up before you go. Don't leave me dancing tonight. You hear my
Welcome to the John Show with your host, John Doogie Clouser.
All right. What's going on? How are everyone? How is everyone? We are here on a new episode of the Juan Solo Show. Me, John D. Clouser, on episode 124. It's so weird. So, in my phone, in my notes, because I have, all my notes connected to each other, it's like one of the cool things when you finally you realize you're just a pawn to a company, but you understand, hey, the reason why I'm doing this, well, you say to yourself, well, the reason why I'm doing all this and I have all this is because of the career path that I'm choosing. I want to do film. So trying to do film and be in right, what you have to do is you have to have, it's just helpful to have all of the one thing. It's like, Jesus. It's so funny. Today, I bought a new laptop. I've needed a new laptop. My old laptop, it's a thing. It's like a 2000 and, I want to say it is a 2016, mid 2016 or something like that, or early 2016, one of those two things, because it was weird how they would frame them, because they would frame Apple laptops I don't know, they might do all their stuff like this, but it's mid, late, early, it's whatever anyway. And so I bought a new one today, and it was so funny because I'm just buying. I only need an Apple Mac Pro Air. I just need something small because I just want to have a sprinting laptop so I can edit photos and I can film stuff. Not film stuff, but I can use it just to type stuff. Basically, just have pages or have Word on it, something like that. That's easy peasy. I can just strictly use it for that. Because I have my old one, I'm just going to use that one and burn it to the ground. Basically, just run it till, because it's for the last year and a half, 2 years. It's the battery needs to be replaced. The batteries need to be replaced pretty soon. It just keeps on warning me about it. And I'm like, you know what? Hey, I'll just use it till the battery burns out. Guess what? I'll just get a new battery, or at that point, I'll just get another refurbished version of what I have. And spend $200. And that's the thing, is that's why I bought. I just bought a refurbished 2013. Was it? I don't even know. It's so funny. I spent so this time trying to buy this thing, and I can't really remember what it is. It's the MacBook, the MacBook Air. That's what it is. A 2013 MacBook Air that's refurbished, and I don't know what it means by refurbished. I think it's just basically the whole. I'm assuming roughly just what everything gets wiped from it, and they clean it. And that's it. I feel like I'm like, how refurbished is this? How crazy can this be? Because it was $189, super cheap. I'm like, whatever. It was so funny because I'm like, should I buy this? And I'm like, yeah, I should buy it. And then it was so funny because it was the total was $217. And it was if you spend another $12, you can get free shipping. And I'm like, well, let me think here. I'm like, should I do this? And I'm like, fuck it, I'll just go ahead and just do it. So I just bought a more industrial fanny pack. Because why not? Why not do this with my life? Because I don't give a fuck who you are, and I've been doing these. Fanny packs are a game changer. I don't give a shit who you are. You should be wearing a fanny pack. You should have one. You should try it out. Do it. Trust me, it's the best thing in the world. Awesome. Anyway. So, and I'm like, okay, so I'm like, oh, I should really buy it. And the total is $217 or something like that. Nothing. I just got paid today. I paid my bills for this portion of my pay, my paycheck. I'm good. Everything else can go to savings if I really wanted to. Keep $100 for just to spend money. Just I could do that. It's fine. It's fine. And it's so funny because I'm like, should I do it? Should I not do it? And I just went ahead and I'm like, John, you have your other laptop. It's gonna fucking explode eventually. Then guess what? You'll have this laptop and you can start using this one as both whatever, or you can get another one. John, there's the things you can do are okay. Look what you did here. You just bought, because it was either this or go to Walmart and they had like a $99 HP like Chromebook. And I basically just all I'm going to do is just if I got that, all I was going to use it for was strictly just for writing. And so that was going to just have Word, or Word. It was just going to have Word on it. And that was it. That was going to be the only thing it's going to be used for. It's strictly just to keep all my stories. And I was like, I'm like that. Or if I just spend like an extra, basically $100 plus shipping that's going to come in with it, then why don't I just get like an Apple? And it's going to be built better. Even the 2013 version is going to be built better than a brand new HP laptop. Like, no offense to anything, but it's also from Walmart. So Walmart's not gonna it's $100. It's $100 laptop from Walmart. Like, what do you expect? Like, you can't expect much from it, but you can expect something from basically a $200 laptop from Apple. You could a refurbished one, I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll just fucking do that. And so, yeah, and it was so funny because then I heard, because we had at my job, we had a manager who basically just went off the handles and just quit. She just no-called, no-showed. But it was so funny because it was her birthday, right before she had this massive meltdown at our job. Luckily, it was a day that I was off. I missed it. It was really sad. She was like, oh, it's my birthday. And she literally came up to me. She's like, it's my birthday. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'm just not one to I'm like, dude, you're turning 30. It's not that big of a deal. We're grown adults at this point. After 30, there's no need to be adulting, to be expressing that and wanting people to tell you happy birthday. It's just weird. I think it's very narcissistic. Anyway, that just like this is very narcissistic as well. This is 30 minutes of narcissism versus just 20 seconds of narcissism. Okay, John. Okay, I get it. But so anyway, so she was like, yeah, I'm gonna my mom's gonna let me borrow $400 so I can get a tattoo on the inside of my mouth, right there, in that part. I'm like, ugh, the inside part is just fucking gross. That's something I would want to do when I was 18, and then I was like, no, I remember I was going to do that, and then they said, if you do that, it's going to be gone in 6 months. In retrospect, I should have just done it and spent the $50 on that and just would have been done, but that's so fucking stupid. Looking back on it, I'm really glad I did not do that and put a needle close to my fucking face. It's just dumb. It's just fucking stupid. And so she was like, oh, because I heard this story today, and I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, good God. And I'm like, I'm over here, thinking oh, John, you shouldn't spend $217 on stuff to better yourself. You're doing this to help your career. You're investing into yourself. You're buying a laptop that's going to be strictly just made for it's going to have just good program. It's going to have programs on it just strictly installed just to do things that are going to better yourself, to make yourself better in the long run. And I'm over here thinking I'm a big piece of shit for spending money on that versus this other person who is spending $400 to put fucking tattoos in her mouth. So I'm like, okay, all right, maybe I'm not, maybe for this one moment, I'm not as big as a piece of shit as I think I am. So we're getting there. Baby steps. And what I tell people too is, how you really start killing yourself? You enter writing contests and you get close to the deadline, because the deadline's the 11th, and it is technically what day is it? Oh man. I have a workout thing going on right now on my phone. I have one of these Apple watches, which I think is such a bougie thing I don't really need to have. I basically only have it just to keep my heart rate. I think it's one of the most weirdest narcissistic things I have ever. it's like I keep this thing on my wrist just to tell me like, okay, how's my heartbeat? It's fucking weird. It's so weird. But today's the 7th, and so the due date is on the 11th at the end of this week, and I'm like really close. I'm like 62% done with the story, and it's due by the 11th. Which in truth, like in retrospect, like I think I'm getting as close as I'm gonna get with this story. I think I'm gonna kind of lock it in at this point. What we're doing is we're just going into hyperspeed, and we're just fucking editing. We're chopping off like fat. We're getting rid of words. We're getting rid of like things that kind of just hiccup the story. And I think after we do that, we're just gonna be done. And pray. And I don't expect a goddamn thing from this one. I'm just doing it because it's better than not doing it, right? Right? Because I'm in the same spot if I don't do it versus if I just do it, then like who fucking knows? Even though I know nothing's gonna happen because it's not that good of a fucking story. It's just weird. Everyone's like, it's a weird story. I'm like, yeah. They're like, it's not a story you would write. I'm like, it is not a story I would write. They're like, why did you write this? I'm like, because it's a fucking from a prompt. It's not anything I would choose to write. It was nothing. It's just such a weird. It's like a weird Forrest Gump meets like what is it? The not a walk. I almost said a walk to remember. Wouldn't that be hilarious? That like I'm like, yeah, I'm writing the story. It's Forrest Gump meets a walk to remember. It's like, good. What the hell? What kind of story could that be? That'd be such a weird thing. So it's like Forrest Gump, and then there's gonna be this girl who has cancer and a guy who's in love with a girl who has cancer, and these three people are gonna be in this like, it's gonna be one of these like weird things like No Country for Old Men, where like nobody's actually on the screen at the same time together. How crazy would that be if that was the plot? Okay, fast forward 10 years from now, I'm doing a movie. I'm like, okay, oh my god, it's fucking here. And then everyone's like, so what's this movie going to be about? I'm like, it's kind of like take like Forrest Gump meets A Walk to Remember, but then it's going to be also like edited like No Country for Old Men. And it's going to be it's going to be a love story. And you're like, what the hell is this? And it's just like this continuous like build up that then you actually, like the thing is like no one ever gets to see each other because no one's like ever on screen at the same time. How crazy would that be? And it's like the next thing. It's like Shawshank Redemption, like Requiem for a Dream. It's like something like that people remember for all the time. Like, Deer Hunter. Even though, goddamn, Deer Hunter was basically 2 movies. Can we just all admit that Deer Hunter was one of the most weirdly structured movies, weirdly written? I'm not saying it's not a good movie. I'm not saying that. What I am saying though, it is weirdly 2 movies put together because there's the whole war shit and then there's the whole going back to living in America. And was it Pittsburgh or Philadelphia? Something like that. It was in Pennsylvania. Yeah, I know it was in Pennsylvania. I'm pretty sure. And it's clearly, John, probably not one of your favorite movies. It's like, no, not really. Not really. I mean, no. You know what I thought was a cool movie that I just watched because I was watching all the years that won the Oscars in like the 89. I started the year I was born. That was so funny because I started the year that I was born, and I did every year up to the year that I was at, or the year that it was. I think it was 2011, 2010 at that time. And because I don't know, I was just being a nerd. But Glory, that was a good movie. It was about the Civil War. Was it Morgan Freeman and the guy who Pierce Brosnan, not Pierce Brosnan, John, you fucking dipshit. The guy who played Inspector Gadget. He also killed that kid in that car accident, allegedly, but not. I don't know. Can I get in trouble? Because it happened, but nothing's ever. Not Pierce Brosnan. Fearless Bueller's Day Off. God, what is that guy's name? Movie. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and it was Matthew Broderick. What did I say? Pierce Brosnan? Did I say Pierce Brosnan? I was way off. That was not even close. Because Pierce Brosnan did 007. But yeah, good times. No idea what I'm talking about. No idea. But yeah, this is where we're at. This is where we're here. So what else? What else did I have? I had some. I got a new fanny pack, new laptop case. Gonna put stickers on it. Gonna act like a 12-year-old boy. It's gonna be funny because I'm like, this is a stupid ass computer. This is a dumb thing. I've always wanted to do it. I've always wanted to be like that rat. Even though I think I do on my other laptop. I just like I like. That's the only thing. I think things like that should have a personality. Things like that, I guess, can have a personality, a laptop or something like that. But I don't know. Like, that's like the only place I would ever, like, I put all that stuff. I put stickers, like the stupid stickers I would put as a tattoo on me, go on like the sticker on the front of my laptop. And that's like the craziness. I'll put like a Jurassic Park sticker, like a hang loose, like hand, like surf 10, like surfing, like, that dumb shit, like a Hawaii, like, driver's license plate, like, stupid shit. What am I even talking about? I keep, like, sniffing on the fucking thing. It seems like people are like, are you doing coke? Like, I'm not. I coughed before this podcast, and when I cough, like, my nose starts running. It's one of the weirdest things. I don't know. Does that happen to anyone else? I should Google that. Like, I should Google this. Is that normal? Oh God, I'm stuck. Why does nose run after sneezing? What the hell? Histamine has several actions. One is to profoundly irritate the sensory nervous that supplies the nose lining. This irritation can trigger a sneeze. Himricin is also vasoactive. That is, its act on blood vessels that make them dilate and become leaky. Huh. Interesting. That's interesting. That's why it happens. So histamine has several actions. Histamine. One is to profoundly irritate the sensory nervous that supplies the nose lining. This irritation can trigger a sneeze. Histamine is also vasoactive. That's so it activates the blood vessels that make them dilate and become leaky. So that's why your nose. Okay, that's so cool. It's because there's little things in your nose that dilate and then they releases like liquid or snot, which is snot. Snot and cum are kind of the same thing. Think about that next time. Think about that. Fun stuff, right? Why do we sneeze? Everything you need to know. Headlines. No. Do you guys really want? No, I don't really want to talk about this. What's other dumb stuff? Do you guys see Aaron Rodgers got a tattoo? It looks fucking stupid. Looks pretty dumb. I mean, like, it has like two lines and a head. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it was like a picture, a painting. I'd be like, this is really cool. But like, I'd be like, if I am not gonna lie, seeing something like that, I would expect it to be on, like where, like, in between boobs of a girl, like a white girl who likes to go to Coachella a lot and really like digs your vibe because you don't care much about like how you dress and stuff. And she's like, you're just like rad, man. You're just like rad. And she always says rad and like is, like is always down to snort something. It does not matter what it is. She will snort it. It's one of those girls. I expect that kind of tattoo, not from a quarterback I just paid $100 some odd million to. I'm just like, woof. I mean, but hey, Aaron Rodgers, do what you want to do. Your girlfriend thinks she's a fucking leprechaun or some shit. So hey, more power to you. Like like I always say, do what you want to do, but you gotta expect the repercussions. I wear a fanny pack. There's some people, no matter what I do, no matter what, they're gonna protest the shit out of that. They're like, as a man, you shouldn't wear a fanny pack, and I'm telling you, you really fucking should. It keeps everything in one spot. Why would you not want it in one spot? It just makes it easier. And clip it on, clip it off. Yeah, I know that part. Whatever. Like, if you really think clipping on and clipping off has anything to do with like putting a penis in your mouth, then I guess, I think that's more on you thinking about penises in your mouth, because I'm not thinking. I never once, when I click and click off, but I do make a joke when you click on a fanny pack. You say like, that's the click of that's the click of, what is it, like, of my virginity. That's what I say, something like that. What was the joke I used to make? This is the click of the virginity, or that's the click of a girl's pussy sealing shut. Some shit like that. All right. Well, anyway. What else? What else do we have? We have James Caan died today. That motherfucker died. You might know him from Mystery, the 1990 movie. Elf. He was the father in Elf. This is probably his most, I would say, from my generation and older, that's how I knew him. That's pretty much where you probably got your very first taste as a kid. My age was from him, was that movie. I don't know, but Godfather, but I don't know, like a lot of people, I don't know, a lot of kids my age didn't watch I watched Godfather. All my friends watched Godfather. Like, I made them watch Godfather with me. They're like, why in the fuck are we watching Godfather? I'm like, we need to watch this. I heard this is supposed to be like a significant movie in time. They're like, what? I'm like, I don't know. This is what I've been told. And they're like, okay. And like, all right. And so we watched it. He was in Queen Bee. Actually, to tell you the truth, Queen Bees. That was actually I watched that movie like 3 nights ago. I was incredibly baked. It's just so it's hilarious because it's about these old people. It's just a bunch of old people. Dude, it made like $2.3 million. It did nothing. It was made this past year. While her house undergoes repair, fiercely independent senior Helen temporarily moves into a nearby retirement community where she encounters lusty widows, cutthroat bride tournaments, and a hotbed of bullies. Mean Girls. That's the fucking plot of the fucking movie. I watched it. It was a great movie to watch when you're baked. When you're high, great. Awesome. It's a 6.2 out of 10 on Rotten Tomatoes. It's a perfect watching this, like, because you're like, meanwhile, you'll slip in and out of your consciousness of your own mind, and you're like thinking like, is this how I'm going to be when I'm old? Is this going to be something like when I'm old? Like, is this something that we should watch when... Is this how I'm going to be when I'm old? That's all you're thinking about. You're like, But PG-13, good movie. He was in it. Yeah. James Caan, rest in peace, buddy. You might want to watch Godfather before you watch Queen Bees, but I would recommend to watch Queen Bees if you really want to get a good taste of who James Caan is now. But now, if you want to see who he is as a real good actor, Elf or Godfather. So, but Queen Bees is not. It's not a far off third. Just saying, it's not a far off third. But yeah, good movie. Hulu. It's on Hulu. This is what I do. This is how dumb I am. Again, but this thing, I'm not gonna lie. The newest big phone, the newest iPhone, the newest big phone. Isn't that the greatest way to describe it? Do you know Missouri is known for having these mules? But anyway, so I have the iPhone Max, the iPhone 13 Max Pro, some shit. It's the biggest one fucking here, but it's a great phone. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's big. It's just big enough where you can put like some shit on the front of it. Because I have like my notes and stuff right up here on the front, and it's the greatest spot. Like, just like boom, click it, goes right into your thing instead of putting a little app on the thing. I don't know why, but it's cool. I like it like that. And plus, the more things I have, I can write stuff down. I like. But yeah, Missouri Mules. Did you know Missouri is like known for having like the best mules? Well, you know, a mule is like a sterile horse because it's a mix between like a mule is a mix between a horse and a donkey. And you make a mule, and the thing is like they're like stout. They're like basically the pit bull of horses. And the reason why they were so good, especially in Missouri in the Midwest, was because of all the farmland. And they're just very helpful. They're actually really smart to have. Actually, a really smart animal as well. And like it's so funny. So that's the reason why the like Central Missouri State or Central Missouri University or wherever it is, they're the mules. It's like, oh, that makes sense because Missouri is known for having mules, or known as like breeding mules, which is such a weird thing, but kind of a cool thing that they're known for. Just muling around. That'd be a good title. You guys want to know a bad habit I've got into? Looking into the screen instead of looking to the lens, because now it looks like I'm like looking off on you. But, yeah, cool, right? But yeah, a mule is sterile. You can't breed it with anything. It can only be bred, and then you just use it for a work object, basically. I mean, you can have one as a pet, and they're pretty smart, and you can ride it, I guess, but I don't know why you would eventually... They're made just to fucking move shit. Good animal. Great animal. Great animal. Smart as shit, though. Smart. You know, donkeys are cool dogs. They're cool dogs. Donkeys, too. And there's, like, zebras. And, like, what's so funny about zebras is apparently, they're, like... Everywhere I've read... They say that zebras cannot be trained. You can't break them. You can break every other horse. You can break a stallion. You can a stallion, a Mustang. Is that all the same shit? But yeah, a Mustang's like a wild horse. Like you can, like if you got it in a pen, and you're like, we're able to put a saddle on it, and you can eventually break it, and like be able to ride it. Now it would take fucking forever if it's been wild its whole fucking life. It's most likely never gonna let you fucking ride it. But anyway, actually I'm talking way out of class here. It's not like I'm talking like I've fucking broken horses. So I'm just talking about this because of fucking Missouri Mules. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, you can't break a zebra apparently. Because I don't know why, but apparently it's just part of like how it is, how the brain chemistry of how a zebra is. You just can't do it, I believe. So yeah. Well, I have like a minute and a half left on this podcast. So yeah, we're slowly going to the descent. So I guess I should probably like right now, if you've gotten this far, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah. Hope your 4th of July was good. Didn't lose any fingers. Kind of crazy how people were talking about how not Missouri, but I don't know. It's kind of funny how the people say the United States didn't deserve a birthday, but I'm like, I think you're just mad at people. I'm mad at people. I'm upset at people because it's like, why are you trying to control people's lives? I'm not upset with like the idea because I come from a third world country. Shit gets crazy at those third world countries, and they treat their people even worse than they treat people here. So like, it's pretty cool here. Just try to think of something like that. I know it's shitty out there, but you know, the best thing we can do is help someone. You don't help someone if they need help. Be a good person. Just listen. Don't be a dick. Work on that every day. All right. Yeah, I think that's it. I'll see you guys on the next episode. All right.